Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to continue our access list. So we have a number of exercises here. So we have actually 3 exercises. I should have this is exercise number 2. So we have 3 exercises. The first exercise is a numbered access list where we want to block network, this network, okay, network 192.168.3.0. We want it blocked. We want to block it from accessing the entire 192.168.1.0, which is this other network here, except for web traffic. Okay, so basically, what we're saying is we want to block this network, the entire network, from accessing this other network here. Okay, we want to block that, and we only want traffic from that network to the web server. Okay, so that's what we have to do for this first exercise here. So I made a little bit of modification to our to the exercise name. So it's, instead of just saying solution with numbered ACL, I added solution with extended numbered ACL, because with the extended ACL access list, we have more granularity. We can actually define which is web server and which is not web server, which kind of, basically we can define the traffic, okay, better with the extended access list compared to the standard access list. So we're going to use extended access list for solution 1, solution 2, and then solution 3 is going to be both standard and extended access list. Okay, so let's go first with solution 1. So we want to block this network, 3 network, from accessing the 1 network except for the web traffic. So from this diagram, we see this access list is going to be closest to the source, okay, because an extended access list, so the source is here, this network, 3 network. So closest to the source would be on this router. Okay, so on the router L3 is where we're going to apply our access list, but we're going to apply it closest to the source, which means it's going to be this outgoing interface. Okay, this outgoing interface, G00 going out to the internet. Okay, so let's go into the router and start the configuration. So into router, configure terminal. So first thing we have to give the what is permitted. What is permitted is the 3 networks should be able to access the web server. Okay, the 3 networks should be able to access the web server on the 1 network. Okay, so only the web server is accepted. Okay, so we say access list. We'll give, since it's extended access list, we're going to give a number between 100 and 199. Let's say access list 101. Say permit. We're going to permit TCP from 192.168.3.0, and then okay, wildcard bits is going to be 0.0.0.255, and then we permit it to the host destination. Destination is 192.168.1.6, and what type of traffic we want to permit? We want to permit traffic. Okay, it's going to be equals traffic World Wide Web. It's going to be World Wide Web. Okay, so that's the traffic that's going to be permitted. So enter. The next statement is to deny everything else. Okay, we have to deny everything else from that network, from that particular network. So it's going to be access list 101, deny IP. Okay, because when you say deny, we have a bunch of options. It could be IP, ESP. When we say IP, means any internet protocol. Okay, so it's going to be deny IP from this network 192.168.3.0 to 192.168.1.0. okay, the entire one network with the subnet mask, wildcard mask. Okay, so that one is denied. Everything is denied. Okay, enter. Then there's an explicit set statement at the end of every access list. Okay, so after denying that, we have to permit everything else. Okay, so access list 101, permit IP any. Okay, so it's an implicit statement. Okay, it's an implicit statement here, which means if we do not put this statement, it will be implied. So that's all about our access list. I'll go out of here, show IP access list 101. Okay, so our access list is there. Now we're going to check if it's working. All right, so our access list is there, but before we check if it's working, we have to apply it. So the access list is done, but we haven't applied yet. So we have to apply it to interface JIT 0/0 here. Okay, outgoing interface to the internet. So that's the best interface to apply our access list for now. So say configure terminal interface 0. Okay, AP access group. Okay, access group 101 out. Okay, it's going to be, if I check here, is it going to be inbound or outbound? Okay, are we permitting outside to the internet or into the interface? So it's going to be out. Okay, so it's going towards this other side, so it's going to be out. So we say out. Okay, now we'll save our configuration and then do the testing. So how we're going to test it? We're gonna go into any one of these species here. I want to try to see if they can actually ping any PC on this other side. Okay, so before then, let's check what's the IP of this PC1. The IP of this one is 192.168.1.5. Then the laptop is 192.168.1.7. okay, and this is 1.6 here, the IP is there. So let's go into this PC4 and try to see if we can ping that one. Let's try to see if we can ping PC1. So if I do a ping, okay. Well, one thing we didn't do was to test before and then after. So it's always better that way. For the next exercise, we have to test before and after. So we're going to ping 192.168.1.5. What was the PC1? See, unreachable. Okay, it's unreachable. But if we do the same thing for .7, it should also be unreachable. Okay, and even .6 should be unreachable as well, because we allowed only TCP traffic. Okay, so if I do .6, also unreachable. But if I do a telnet, okay, to port 80 of .6, is going to work. Okay, if I do telnet 192.168.1.6, okay, and I define specifically port 80, which is the port that was allowed. Okay, the web traffic port is port 80. If I do enter, it's open. Okay, and to prove that it's actually that we can browse if we go into the browser, web browser, and we put in the IP 192.168.1.6, okay, it opens because the web traffic is allowed. Okay, so web traffic is allowed, nothing else is allowed on this network from here. Okay, so that's the first exercise is done. And just to be more precise, okay, we block traffic from this subnet to this other subnet, but any other thing was allowed, okay, according to our network statement. So if we go into this PC5 now and we try to reach the 4 network, everything should also be okay. If I go there, try to reach the 4 network, ping 192.168.4.6. okay, that should be allowed. Okay, it's allowed. And also the 2 network, which is this network here in the middle. Okay, if I do that one, it should also be allowed. So I just want to prove that we're blocking only to the 1 network. Okay, we're blocking only to the 1 network and allowing everything else. All right, so this is just to prove that that's working. Now what we're going to do, we're going to have to delete the ACL that we created here and then do exercise 2. All right, so let's delete the access list that was created. We just created for exercise 1 so that we have a clean slate, and then do exercise 2. So I'm going to go into the router 3, configure terminal, and to delete the access list is very easy. Just no access list 101. Okay, that's all. All those lines, 3 lines are all deleted. And also I have to go now to the interface G0/0, no IP access group 101. Okay, I think okay, out. Okay, I have to add the word out, and then that's it, deleted. Now let's do show access list. Okay, it's done. Now show run interface G0/0. Okay, show interface G0/0. Okay, or maybe show run. This is packet tracer, so sometimes we have surprises. So yeah, G0/0, we deleted the accesses we applied on the G0/0 interface has been deleted, so we don't see anything here. That's good. So we are on a clean slate. We can do exercise number 2. All right, now I'm paying attention. I noticed that the second exercise is exactly like the first exercise, except that we're going to use the name ACL, because I created this exercises a long time ago, so I thought it was a different exercise, but it's the same thing, but just we're going to use the name ACL, which is going to be you're going to see the difference. So let's get into it. The same thing. We're going to block this network from accessing the 1 network. Okay, the 3 network should not access the 1 network except for the web traffic. Okay, so exactly the same thing we did previously, but now we're going to use the name ACL. Okay, so for that, it's still going to be router 3. I can configure terminal. So now it seems it's the name access list. We're going to say IP. Okay, so the other one was just access list. Okay, access list. Since it was a numbered exercise access list, for the name access list, we start with IP access list. Okay, IP access list, and then we say extended. Okay, it's going to be an extended access list, and then we'll give a name. Okay, we'll give a name. So we're going to say ext2. Okay, So what do we want? We want to first to permit only the web traffic. Okay, so we're going to permit only the web traffic first. So it's going to say permit TCP from 192.168.3.0 and give the wildcard mask 0.0.0.255. Okay, so we permit it to the host, which is a web server, host 192.168.1.6. okay, so it's going to be exactly the same. Okay, equal 888. You can actually say 80 here instead of okay, because we have two options. If I say equal, okay, you can say www, which means it's port 80, or we can just say the port itself. Okay, just say port 80. Okay, so say enter. Now we're going to define what is denied. We're going to deny all this entire network to this other network. Okay, so that's the deny statement, and it's going to be read top down, which means that the first statement that we just created, the permit statement, is going to have priority over the statement that we put right now. So it's going to be deny IP, okay, from 192.168.3.0 0.255 to the host, to the entire other network, to one network. So it's going to be 192.168.1.0. okay, so all of that is denied, and now we have to provide the explicit the implicit statement, which is the permit IP any. So it's going to permit IP any. Okay, so exit out of there, and as you know, there's not going to be any big change here because we just change it from the numbered access list to the named access list. So it's going to be, we're going to still apply on the gig 0/0 here of router 3. So it's going to be interface gig 0/0. Okay, IP access group. Okay, now access group, we say question mark. It's going to be it's not going to be a number, it's going to be a name. So it's going to be ext2, that's the name I gave. Okay, and what direction? What's the direction we want? It's going to be out. Okay, now that's done. And first thing we want to do is show IP access list. Okay, so let's see, this is the access list we just created, and if we do show run, just be sure that it's actually applied. So on gig 00, we see it's actually applied here. Okay, so now let's test it. We don't have to test it, but we need just to be sure that our named access list is working exactly as the extended access list. Sorry, the named access list is working exactly as the numbered access list. Okay, so to test it is just the same. I'm just going to go to, let's see, the PC6 and do all the testing from PC6, and I'm going to do I'm going to ping 192.168.1.7, okay, which is the laptop unreachable. Okay, and now I'm going to telnet on port 80, 192.168.1.6. I'm going to telnet the web server directly on port 80. So okay, port is open, that's good. Now I'm going to remove the access list and do the same thing, just to be sure that when that was the only thing that was blocking the that our access list was blocking that traffic. So I'm going to remove it and just do another test. And to remove it, first let's check what's the IP access list. Show IP access list. Okay, if I just do this. Okay, so I'm going to remove this access list. Okay, and test again. So I'm going to say configure terminal, no IP access list ext2. Okay. Was it invalid? Okay. Well, something is not right. All right, so something was happening. I was trying to figure out what's going on. Okay? Let me say, let's go again. Show IP access list. Okay. So I have to delete this extended access list. So I was trying to delete it, but I was using the wrong method. So configure terminal. So no IP extended. Okay. No IP access list extended. Okay, so if I do question mark here, okay, I have to add extended. Okay, now I give the name, which is ext2. Okay, now it's going to work. Okay, now it works. So I forgot to add the words extended. Without it, you will not delete that access list. So also have to delete the applied access list on the interface. So it's going to be interface G00, no IP access list, access group. Okay, extended, no ext2. Okay, out. Okay, that's done. Show run. Okay, nothing is applied on the G0 interface. And also show IP access list. Okay, nothing is there. So if I go back here, and I do ping or whatever, everything should be working like before. Okay, all right. Okay, everything else should be working. Okay, perfect. We're back to normal. So everything is cleared. So this access list was named and this other one was numbered, but actually they're all the same. Okay, they're actually the same. So the third one is different. We're going to do actually two access lists here. We're going to do the standard and then we're going to do the extended. Okay, we'll start with the standard. So we want to create an access list that prevents anyone from the suspicious 192.3.50. Okay, we don't have a .50. I'm going to add a PC.50 network from telnetting to the FTP server. Okay, which means this FTP server here on the 192.168.4.6. So I'm just going to add another PC here. All right, so what we have is we went ahead and created this other PC here. Okay, and we want to deny traffic from this PC to the FTP server. Okay, we want this traffic denied. We don't want this traffic denied, and we want to allow any other thing from this subnet, okay, to have its traffic allowed. Okay, this traffic should be allowed, and this traffic also should be allowed to anywhere else. Okay, so this has to be allowed. Okay, so we want only this PC to have its traffic denied to the FTP server on the other side. So that's what we have here for exercise 3, and we're going to use the standard access list, and then we're going to use the extended access list. Okay, the extended numbered or named it doesn't make any difference. Okay, now this particular exercise requires some bit of thinking. So this is a ROC network, a ROC PC that we didn't have in our network before. It came in and picked up an IP address in the 3 network, and then it gave itself an IP.50, which is okay. And with that alone, it was able to have access to everything in our network. But this is our FTP server that is very secure. We don't want this ROC PC to have access to this FTP. So let's just test what is this ROC PC capable of doing. Okay, what does it have access to the FTP or not? So we'll go in here, and if we do ping, if we ping the FTP server, which is 192.168.4.6, the ping should respond. what did I do? Ping 192.168.4.6. okay, ping should respond. Ping should respond. If it doesn't respond, I'll find out why it's not responding. Maybe let's check why it's not responding. All right, now it should respond. What happened is that I added this PC and I forgot that I have to actually configure it, just configure it manually like the other PCs. Okay, so basically now it should respond. Okay, so this rep PC has access to our FTP, can ping it. Now is FTP actually working on it? Let's try. If we do telnet to 192.168.4. okay, on port 21. okay, it's open, which means it can telnet, so that's what we want to block. Okay, so we want to block that, and so let's get it to it. All right, so let's get into the various scenarios used for the standard access list if we want to block this PC from accessing this FTP server. Okay, now there are several interfaces where we can apply our access lists. Let's say we apply it here. Okay, let's say we want to block this PC from getting to FTP. We'll apply on this R3 interface G01. What's going to happen is that we're going to block this PC not only from not being able to access the FTP, but also being able to access any other thing. Okay, user 1 on the same subnet or even any other way. Okay, it's going to be blocked because it's on the inbound interface. It's going to be the same thing for the outbound interface G00. Okay, so now let's go further. What happens here is the same thing here. Okay, because it's the same interface, just the other side. So on router R1, if we take consideration these two interfaces, let's say this is not the right interface because we're talking about traffic going to the FTP. So only this interface, the G00, is concerned here. Let's say we apply our access list here. What's going to happen is that it's going to block traffic not only to this network but also to this network. Okay, because we're applying here is only interface out. And as I said, this interface is basically the same like this one. You can see the other side. So now we're left with only two interfaces. Okay, we have this interface, we have that interface. Okay, so if we say we want to block traffic from this guy to this FTP server, and we apply here. Okay, so if we apply to outbound, that's the best interface. Okay, because then we're specifying that we're blocking traffic to this particular FTP, and so traffic to this other side can work. So it can actually have traffic to user 1, but traffic to the FTP server it's going to be effectively blocked if we apply it on the G01 of router 1. Okay, this is router 1, router 2, router 3. So this finally we found the right interface, which is this one. Okay, so again, standard access list applied closest to destination. So this is a destination. Closest to destination is this interface. So let's go into it. Go here, router 1, configure terminal. So standard access is want to block traffic from the 3 network to the from the 3.50 to the 4.6. okay, so it's going to be standard numbered. So we'll just say access list. Okay, access list, let's say access list 1, deny. Okay, deny host. We deny host 192.168.3.50. okay, to another host, which is the FTP. Okay, I think this is all. I forgot that this is the standard access list, so it's going to be enter. So we want to deny this host. Okay, the only thing here is that with the limitation of of standard access list. That's the reason why standard access list is actually not a norm. Okay, it was like the beginning of access list, so it grew up to the extended access list. So the reason I'm saying this is because if we apply here, you see there's no other option. We're going to block traffic as well to the user 0. Okay, our intention was to block it only to the FTP, but actually what's going to happen is we're blocking traffic. We're going to block traffic to the user 0 as well, okay, or any other user on this subnet. Unfortunately, that's the limitation of standard access list. So we'll say enter. So we're going to say enter here, okay, and then we're going to apply our access list interface G0/1, okay, IP access list access list 1, okay, what was it? Okay, it's 1. So it's going to be out, okay, outbound direction, just outbound to the 4 network. And so we'll go out of there and we save our configuration, and then we're going to do a test. One little thing we forgot to add on the access list, the implicit statement. Okay, it's the implicit statement. Sometimes it's better to add it, because when you don't add it, many things could go wrong. Okay, so we have to actually add it. So if I do show IP show access list, okay, access list, so we have just the deny statement. Okay, so we don't have the permitting any other thing. So I'm going to go into the access list, configure terminal, access list 1, permit any. Okay, so that's our implicit statement. Show access list. Okay, so the permit any is there. So the permit any is there, and we also have to double check that we applied show run. Okay, we applied to G01. It's applied outbound. Okay, now let's test again. I'm going to go to, all right, let's test it. So if we go to let's say PC6, okay, the command prompt, and we do a ping to 4.7.6, sorry, which is our FTP. Ping is working, that's good. But if we do the same thing from the rock PC, it should not work. Okay, it should not work from the rock PC. Let's try it. I think rock PC, oh shit, it's I needed to close that connection somehow. All right, the connection is closed now, that's good. So I'm going to try to ping okay, from the rock PC. Ping is unreachable. Okay, and telnet 2 should not work. Okay, because our main focus was telnet, so we're going to telnet to 192.168.4.6. okay, now telnet should not work. Okay, it's not working. But if we do telnet from any other PC on the same subnet, it should work. Okay, let's go to PC5. We do a telnet on the FTP server. That should work. Okay, if I do telnet, okay, on port 21, open. Okay, so what we just saw is telnet is working for this PC, this PC, this PC, but it cannot work for this one. Okay, so our solution is working. Okay, the only thing that that is limiting for our standard access list is that we are blocking this rock PC to the user 0 or any other user on the same subnet. Okay, because we applied here, and it's just blocking the source traffic to any other thing on this network. So that's a limitation. And we're going to see how this limitation is solved with an extended access list. Okay. All right. So first thing, we're going to do now the same thing with an extended access list. Okay. But now first thing, we have to delete everything that we put on router 1. Sorry. Going to show access list. Okay. We're going to deny that. We have to delete that access list. Configure terminal. No access list 1. Okay, that was access list 1. Okay, that's done. And then also have to go interface G01. Okay, no IP access group 1. Okay, out. Okay, now let's do show access list. Okay, that's deleted. Show run. Okay, G01 deleted. Everything is done. So we have a clean slate. Now we're going to have to do the extended access list for the same purpose. Okay, so we want to deny this PC FTP access to this other one. So extended access list applied closest to the source. Okay. So we're going to apply it closest to the source, which means it's going to be on router R3. And what is the best interface for that one? It's going to be this interface, inbound. Okay, it's going to be this interface. Okay, we could as well use this one. But we can also use this one. Okay, so we're going to be the inbound to this interface, which is going to be G01. All right. So let's go in there. And first we have to configure the access list, configure the terminal. So this one is going to be access list. It's going to be a numbered access list 103. We're going to deny. First we deny TCP. TCP 192.168.3.50. Okay. Okay, this is another way of saying host. Just defining one IP address, we're going to give a wildcard math of 0.0.0.0. Okay, it means it's the same thing like saying TCP host 192.168.3.50. So, and then we say destination is going to be, so now we're going to send it, okay, we're not going to define a port, we're just going to say it's going to destination 192.168.4.6. okay, we're going to deny to that destination 0.0.0.0. okay, and we define the port equal port 21. okay, enter, and that's basically it. But now if we leave it at this, we have to put another statement under the same access list saying it's going to allow anything else. Okay, so it's going to be access list 103 permit. Okay, permit the entire permit IP 192.168.3.0 0.0.0.255 to the 192.168.4.0. okay, okay, the entire subnet. So we're permitting everything else, and then at the end we could have to add also the implicit statement. Okay, so implicit statement is access list 103 permit IP any. Okay, so with that, now we have to apply. As I said, we can apply this we can apply this to the outbound interface. We can also apply to the inbound interface, but technically speaking, it doesn't make any difference. Okay, if we apply here, it's the same thing like applying there. Okay, so I know we've been applying to the G00 all this time, but we can also apply it to this interface. Let's try that. So let's go IP, no, interface G0/1. Okay, interface G0/1. Okay, IP access list, access group 103. 103 is going to be out inbound this time. Okay, it's going to be inbound, so it's going into the interface. Okay, into the router. So it's going to be inbound. Enter. Go out of there. So just check if it's access is there. Show access this 103. Okay, access is there, and show run to be sure it's applied. Yeah, it's applied. Now let's do our testing. All right, so now it's time for the testing. Maybe let's start with PC6, just to be sure PC6 can go everywhere. There's no limitation, there's no nothing that should block its traffic. So let's go to command prompt and do ping 192.168.4.6, ping responding. So we can ping the one network as well. So 1.6 responding. You can ping the two network, 2.6 responding, and we can also telnet the. You can telnet the FTP server. Telnet 192.168.4.6. Okay, port 21. Okay, that telnet should work because we didn't block it, so you see it's open. So, but that should not work for PC, for the ROG PC we want to block. Okay, so let's go into PC 50. Okay, so yeah, as I said, only telnet, only the FTP server is FTP traffic is blocked from the ROG PC. Everything else is allowed. Okay, so that's why the ping was responding. So I will do another ping. So from the ROG PC we can ping FTP, but if we do telnet, telnet shouldn't work. All right, we do telnet to 192.168.4.6. okay, port 21. Okay, not responding. Okay, so you see, not was only telnet is blocked. So that's a good thing about extended access list. We can actually allow other traffic. Okay, we can allow other traffic and specifically deny the traffic that we don't want. Okay, unlike the extended standard access list where we applied on this G01 interface and effectively block traffic also to any other network, any other IP on that same network. Okay, so in addition to the FTP, we block traffic to the user 0 and any other PC that could be connected on this switch. So that's it for this PC, for this video today. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing, click the like button, and leave me a comment. Thanks for watching, and talk to you next time.